Hey all my friends and movie maniacs out there, it is that time once again for the final cut. Thank you for joining us, and yes, it has finally arrived. The long-awaited direct sequel to The Devil's Rejects, named 3 from Hell, brought to us once again by director and writer Rob Zombie. Now, I know what you're saying. You're like, how can there be a sequel to The Devil's Rejects? We know what happened. Well, not quite. They do spin things in a certain way to make things at least plausible that our 3 crazy psychopaths aren't exactly as decimated as we thought they were at the end of Devil's Rejects. And so we see how the 3 of them end up having to pay for their crimes, and incarceration isn't sitting well with them, and they decide to try to change their situation and go on living their life without being captured again, but also still causing the chaos that they love to create. 3 from Hell is an entertaining film. I had a lot of fun. The audience that I got to see it with tonight at the limited screenings that they're doing, this 3-night event that they're doing with the showings, the audience had fun with it, and so did I. Now, those who are really devout, solid fans of Devil's Rejects, you may be a little disappointed with this film, only because it is a bit different in tone, though you do still have those same excessive and extreme elements that were in Devil's Rejects. You get those, but maybe not quite so abundant, and the tone is definitely a bit different. The first half of this film really plays out more like a documentary. We get some great retro news clips and things to catch you up and see what's going on with the headlines and everything, and I loved that bit quite a bit. I thought it was a very different way, gave it a bit of a Natural Born Killers type of feel to it, and really it was very enjoyable, very different though than what you might expect. And then we get into the meat of the story, and man, these performers are really picking up right where they left off after Devil's Rejects. I mean, Bill Moseley is fantastic as Otis Firefly. Still, I loved his character. He's a little bit more older, a little bit more wiser, still as insane as ever, and you just can't help. He's just infectious. You can't help but watch him on screen and kind of want him to get away with some things in many respects, which is a dark and twisted thing, but that was, I think, the appeal of the series. Now, Sherry Moon Zombie puts in probably one of her better performances as Baby Firefly in here. She really embraces the insanity, and this is a bit of a different Baby Firefly than we've seen before. I mean, she is so off the rails yeah, I mean, she plays it very well and sells it very well, and I liked her character quite a bit, and some of the things that they did with her character too just were very creative and just fun to watch. And now Sid Haig does make a brief appearance here as Captain Spaulding, and we learned in real life the reason why he isn't so prominent in this film is because of some health issues in real life that Sid Haig had. It is unfortunate because it makes you wonder what type of film you might have got should he have been able to be more in the movie. But it was still great to see Sid on screen, and he does bring it for the limited time that you do see. We do get a new character in here in the form of Winslow Foxworth Coltrane. He's played by Richard Brake, who we saw in Mandy, as I believe he played the chemist in that. And here, he was a good fit. He fit in well with this trilogy, with the Baby Firefly and Otis Firefly, creating kind of a new group of 3 insane people. And so I like that as well. We got Danny Trejo showing up again as Rondo. That's in IMDb. That's not a spoiler. What's also not a spoiler, but was fun to see on screen, was Clint Howard as well as Dee Wallace. I went in this film cold, didn't know they were going to be in it, and when I got to see them, I'm like, holy crap, that's Dee Wallace. Wow, that's, Danny Trejo. It was great to see all these people. Also look for the very talented independent film actor Bill Oberst Jr. It was great seeing him on the big screen in a big film like this. He's got just a small few scenes in here, but when you do get to see him, he does put his all in it, and it was great to see him there as well. There is the extreme nudity in here. There is extreme gore in here as well, excessiveness, but not to the amount and level that we've seen in the past. So again, that may disappoint some people, but I found this highly entertaining and a very effective commentary on media still today, and its embracing of and the pop culture embracing serial killers, which people still seem to be doing today. So there's a statement in there as well. It is a more linear story than you might expect a bit from Rob Rob Zombie, and overall great visuals. And for the fact that they made this film on less than half the budget of Devil's Rejects, I think they did a fantastic job, especially shooting in 20 days and having to tailor the script, considering one of the main characters didn't quite be able to perform what they were expecting to in this movie. I think Rob Zombie does well. This is a solid entry, though it is, as I've mentioned before, different than the Devil's Rejects. So there you have it, folks. I think this is worth a watch, especially when it comes out on disc or for rental or VOD. It is a good time. You still got your classic Rob Zombie elements in here, but you can see his style is maybe getting a little bit more laid back with age, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, though fans of his earlier work may be not like that so much. So there you have it, folks. 3 from Hell. If you have seen it, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on this movie and the performances of all involved and the cameos and such. Really love to hear your constructive comments. I thank you so much for listening to me ramble tonight about this. And until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.